I'd like to ask you a question. As a company, you have your engineering team. Do you employ the philosophy of you build it, you own it in terms of customer support, or do you employ the philosophy of having a dedicated customer support to handle that instead? What are your thoughts about that?
I think it greatly depends on the technicality of your product. So if the product is very functional, gets a lot of functional questions, then I would say that a dedicated support team is a better option. But if the product is very, very technical, it's probably better to have an engineer or the engineering team not only build it, but also run it.
Yeah. I'd like to unpack something about having an engineer running it themselves. That would imply an engineer dealing with customer support or with customers directly. And sometimes an engineer wouldn't like to be part of that from a personality perspective. It just wouldn't work. They don't want to be customer facing. So that would be a hindrance. Another thing would be that the engineer would dedicate most of their time to dealing with a customer's issue and not having much capacity to contribute to the engineering team's future endeavors. How would we be able to balance that better to help the engineer and the customer themselves?
Yeah. A good solution there is a hybrid model where you have, for example, an engineer that is part of the support team, but on a limited basis or a rotation basis, for example, where there's 1 week where the engineer is full-time part of the support team. And after this week, it's another coworker who takes over. And this way, all the engineers get in contact, all the engineers get the experience of dealing with customers, but they're not stuck with being the engineer doing support.
Oh, that's perfect. So, yeah, getting that exposure, hybrid model, and producing the best results for the engineering team and the customer themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's perfect.